is up, Hellbillies? Hopefully there's a few Hellbillies watching us today, huh? So, this should be a quick lesson. This is just about double stops. And double stops, man, that's a big part of playing lead guitar, I gotta tell you. So, double stops, just two notes put together to play that, like. That's all it is. Pretty easy stuff. So let's not waste a whole lot of time with this lesson. Double stops. Let's work out these double stops for what we've already learned, okay? So this one, it's basically your A. You know, you got your E and your A, which, you know, if you play an A bar chord, that's, you know, your E and your A. Remember that A I shot you? Well, there it is without the upper A. So, think about it that way, though. But okay, so let's go through this. So, you know, here's our E and our A. Here's our G. The G is always a good one to, like, you know, to get into your root, you know, so like. Now, when you're doing this stuff, you can use a half step to walk in either way, from up or down. So I want to show you, like, even though that note isn't in the scale, if it's a passing thing like that, like, it works, especially in the blues and in rock and roll and, you know, in, well, jazz, man. Jazz guys use that all the time, you know, like. Stormy Monday, you know. So that works. I just want you to be aware of that. You know, you can go in a half step up or above. It's a passing tone. It's not like, don't land on it. Don't like, oh, we're gonna play this. Like, that's not gonna work. But to get, it works. Just so you know that, okay? So we got our A here. So, you know, like you're playing a lead. There's our G, because we went through that. You know, that's our rev box to the G. And we go to the C, to the D. Now we're in the BB King box. To the E. There's a whole scale, right? Because we went to the G. Okay, but we can go to the G on the 15. Because I want you to start getting below the 12th fret, you know, because this stuff, it takes practice, you know, to play. You got to work on that. So let's just do it in little pieces, because that's what we've been doing, is stuff in little pieces to get us. Because when you get all those little pieces together, then you go to do that, you've got some basis for it. You can't just go and do it day one or day two or day three. You know, you got to get some little, your toolbox. You got to build your toolbox of this stuff. You know, you got your toolbox, like your tuner, your really? Your loopers, you know, your backing tracks. That's a toolbox, or, you know, to build the house. But then you got your tools once you're in the house to put the sheetrock up and to cook dinner. So, but let's think about it. You know, like we said, from the Reverend box to the box one, G to A, to C with a double stop, to the D, full step, to the E, and a step and a half. And that's about it, you know. You know, Stevie Ray was kind of a funky guy. You don't really notice it so much because of the beat, and it wasn't, you know, it wasn't a slapping bass, it wasn't a syncopated beat. But when you listen to him, like, it's pretty funky. Another guy that's pretty funky, who's a big influence of mine, is Buddy Guy. Yeah, Buddy Guy is pretty funky. Like he played a lot of like. There's a lot of funk in that. And in the 70s, when those guys were, doing their thing, playing the blues, James Brown was a huge influence on them, who's obviously the godfather of soul, so that was some funky guitar playing in James Brown stuff. So, but yeah, let's get back to this, the double stop. So, you can play these double stops in your scale. The whole scale. It gets up at the top. It gets. I wouldn't do it there, but man, you can go all the way almost to that A string. Pretty cool. I think. I like them. I use them a lot. Like I said, I know guys that's all they play is double stops. I wouldn't suggest that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to learn a couple little things. Like I said, you like that Buddy Guy thing. Like, that's a double stop in all reality, even though it's an octave. And when Buddy played it, I think he played it like this. I can't. It doesn't work for me. It's like too many. I'm skipping 3 strings in the middle, where here I'm just skipping 1 for the same note. So it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, double stops, when you're in that key, just like picture that. Like, okay, now I know I show you all this stuff in A, but I just do it so we don't get it confused when we're doing a lesson. It's all in A. You should go and practice other stuff in different keys, which I'm sure you probably already do. But, think about the double stop. You got your our boxes that we've already used, in there. So use those in there, like work on that a little bit, like A, C, D, E, G. Even if you just sit there and do that, just like try to get that muscle memory in my head. I move to them, because when I get to them, I want to be able to play the box. But you see how that double stop works in there? Even though I'm playing mostly flat picking. Okay? Now, a double stop doesn't always have to be just those two, like, I'm just going to give you a quick one. I use that a lot. And when we go from the 1 to the 4. So we're playing in A. It's a D. Now, if you look at the notes, which I want you to look at your tuner, and look at the notes if you can see that. I'm playing on 7 and 8. B string 7, E string 8. That's an F sharp and a C. Okay, no. Now you say to yourself, Rev, how is an F sharp and a C going to be a D chord? Well, it's a D7 chord, and I'm not using the root because I think the bass player is probably playing the root. The rhythm guitar player is probably playing the root. The piano player might be playing the root. So it's a D7 chord. I'm sorry, this guitar went out of tune. I just pulled it out. I haven't played it in so long. But it's a D7 chord. But it's down here. And man, I just play that a lot. I fall to it a lot. Probably too much, maybe. But I really do like it, because I'm. Hey. It's just easy, funky. I like how I'm not playing the root, it's implying that. So, the other thing I was trying to show you, though, in there, double stops don't always have to be just the two notes. And you're playing lead guitar, you don't always have to play the root. You can imply things. Now, you have to use your ear and make sure that it works when you're doing it, okay? But you can hear that works. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to play that. There's an open D string. But there you go. I think they're great. Double stops. Okay, just real quick before we go, because we're going to go here right after this, okay? So that's our D we're implying, right? And I'm implying the D. So you've got to think about this. One full step, I'm implying an E, right? I'm going to show you one thing that's going to blow your mind. Okay, so that's a D, that's the E. If you go in the middle, that's an A. I'm going to do a different lesson on this. But I'm implying an A. I'm implying this A. Strange. And when I go to the others, I'm implying D7. I'm sorry, I'm out of tune. E7 and D7. So what I'm trying to show you real quick, we'll do a whole lesson on this, is though. A. D. D7. A. E. D. Back to A. Don't worry too much about it, but I just want you to know that and you can play this up here. This is important for when you are playing. So you're in a band. You got 2 guitar players. What if you got 3 guitar players? Oh my God, it happens. You're in a jam session and there's 3 guitar players. You do not want to be playing, or like. We're playing A7. Man, now you got 3 guys playing that? That sounds like mud. So, you're a lead guitar player. You don't want to be playing those low strings. You want to be playing something nice and if you're playing something like that, you don't even have to play, I do because I'm a syncopated. I was a bass player when I was very, very young. And then I became a guitar player because we couldn't find guitar players. Every guitar player that came over said, oh, I can play that song, and he could play the intro. Well, I don't know the verse or the chorus. Well, you can't play the song. You can play a part of the song, but and we had 2 bass players. So one of us had to start playing guitar, and I was the one that got shunned to it, and I don't know why, because I was the poorest one of the group, and I didn't have money for the guitar and the equipment. But anyway, that's why I started playing guitar. But I'm very rhythmic in my guitar playing. I'm in that rhythm. It's in my head. The count is in my head. So, but that's what I'm saying with this part. A7, A. Double stops. Cool stuff, man. Really, really cool stuff. Especially being a lead guitar player. You should know it. Okay, you guys. Double Stops was good. I liked it. We had a good time. Do me a favor. Smash that like button for me. Say, Reverend, that was good. Smash, thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, please. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers because we want to do live feeds. I want to do some live feeds. I want to do some all kinds of stuff. So please, just subscribe to my channel. If I bore you after 6 months, then you can unsubscribe or whatever, But I think I'll keep you interested. Give me a comment. Say, I got some of the best comments yesterday. I had one lady that said, "You're not the real Reverend Hellbilly." I was like, okay, Karen. So, do that. Do that for me. Share this if you like. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for sticking with me, guys. May your God go with you. And cheers. Right on.